It has 22,000 members and counting. The Facebook group calling for a boycott of SingTel and Starhub's broadcast of the World Cup has created quite a stir. But is it all talk and no action? We hear from our studio guests, newspaper sports writer Gary Lim and football fans Ben and Bruce. Let's talk about the Facebook group to mass boycott SingTel and Starhub screening the World Cup. So firstly, are any of you part of the group?
No.
No,
Not to me. No. Although I've been invited a few of my friends in Facebook, but no.
Right. But it's reaching 21,000 fans almost. So do you feel that this is taking things a bit too far?
Like I said, I think this is the only way in a free market economy you're going to send a message. But, like I said, all this is a bit too much for me. I don't think it's over the top. I'm just going to try and get the resolve to boycott it on my own, on a personal level. And I would question how many of the 21,000 who signed up actually do boycott and then if they just signed up. Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference between signing up and boycotting, but still a message is getting sent, which is the good thing. I think that's the principle here. A message must be sent. Right. That something is not quite right.
Right. But how do you think the telco should react to this, Gary?
I don't know. I think this should be like a warning sign for them, suppose. I don't know how many people end up boycotting the World Cup this year, but in a way they should see this as a warning sign that people are doing something, and if they don't do it now, if the prices are going to keep increasing, they're going to do something. Right. And it stems from the fact that I think some people are still upset about the SingTel Mio getting EPL. Then this came in, then it's a overlapping thing, huh?
Yeah, it's more like the
snowball effect of fans being upset. But come on, this is the World Cup. We should be happy, we should be excited about it coming. But what do you feel that it's come down to this, where people are like boycotting, are upset about the whole pricing situation? Shouldn't we be excited and glad at least you can watch it?
I mean, yes, we should be excited about getting that we actually got the World Cup coverage, but being typical Singaporeans, they actually like to do every dollars and cents in every of their in every product of what it's worth. So it's still very subjective lah.
This is where I disagree with you, because I'm actually quite surprised by Singaporeans, where they're actually making a stand. Because to be honest, let's be very frank, $70 is no big deal. The average Singaporean can afford it. Right. But I'm glad that they are making an issue about it, because I like what you said. It's the World Cup. It's a festival where whether people realize it or not, it's the biggest sporting event. It is.
Yes. Bigger than the Olympics.
Of course, bigger than the Olympics. But this is the problem. The reason why the sentiments aren't there is because money is creeping in. We talked about this on the last show. It's about money. It's becoming about money. It's a bit difficult. This is why, in a way, I feel the World Cup has always overshadowed the Olympics, especially in the last few years, where money has crept into the Olympics and it's changing the face of the Olympics. When they started marketing the Olympics and making a big money thing. If football is not careful, it's going that way.
It's like already no longer like a community feel kind of thing where everyone should be getting involved or getting excited or enthusiastic about the biggest sporting event of the year. So it kind of take away the human touch. That's the right word to say.
Right.
Instead, it's more like corporate feeling.
Do you all feel that the telco should better react to the next World Cup come 2014?
I think gets back to the point that Bruce and you were talking about. Try and recapture the spirit of the World Cup, the atmosphere of the World Cup. You're getting up to watch it, huddling around one TV, 70s, 80s, that sort of thing, where it wasn't so common, where you don't get it convenience at the click of a button. I think this is where they've got to decide that some things you don't go the typical Singapore way and fleece the public for whatever it's worth. You know what I mean? But give and take. Build up a bit of goodwill. So you capture the market for a longer run thing, as opposed to just looking at the short run. So really make a plan for 4 years' time. Sit down, make a plan. Say we boo-boo big time. They can take the arrogant approach and say, well, Singaporeans are going to pay. They'll make a lot of noise, but in the end they'll capitulate and do the same thing. They might be caught off. We talked about this on the last show. With internet now, there's coming to a point where I might just pay direct. If it's going to be a pay-per-view, I might pay it online, watch the games I want, and the SingTel companies lose out. So if they're not going to be sensitive, they might end up in losing in the end. What they should do is be a bit sensitive and recognize, look, it's not all about dollars and cents.